we're going to explore results-driven excellence and how you can really step into strategies for more impactful performance. I have no doubt that you're already good at what you do, so the tools and strategies I'm giving you today are to enhance that. I've been working in performance management, productivity, operations, marketing, that sorts of thing for a little while now. All that to say, you're in good hands. So really, rest assured, we are going to breeze through quite a few topics today through this session. So I invite you to grab a quick drink, get yourself a notebook, and get ready to just dive straight into it, knowing that today I'm really focusing on giving you an outline, the theory, the starting point, the foundation, whatever you want to call it. You are going to need to go and dig deeper and give yourself a bit of time to actually implement these things afterwards. And I'm telling you, if you take the time to implement it, this is where the magic is going to happen. So don't skip implementation, because knowledge without action is no use to you or your exec. So the first thing I want to start with is talking about prioritization. We know that staying on top of our tasks is essential for delivering impactful performance. And so this is why I really want to start with prioritization. Understanding the difference between urgent and important tasks is probably one of the most crucial things. Maybe it goes without saying, probably obvious. I'm still teaching you how to suck eggs here. First of all, urgent tasks need immediate attention, like responding to an email from your exec or something that is time critical. Whereas important tasks contribute to longer term goals, like planning a strategic meeting, for example. That strategic meeting is going to help deliver on the bigger goals, but planning it takes you a little bit of time. It's important, but it's not urgent, and it's not necessarily time constrained. So to prioritize effectively for your exec, I recommend that you actually use the ABCDE method. This helps you and your exec focus on what truly matters. Now, some of you might know what ABCDE is. Maybe you're thinking, what is ABCDE? I did my alphabet when I was a kiddo. I'm going to run through it. Don't worry, I got you. So, write this down. A is your must-dos. These are the tasks that are critical to your exec success and have serious consequences if they're not completed. For instance, preparing a high-stakes board meeting or finalizing a key contract, these tasks should be tackled first and given the highest priority. Anything that's aligned with your goals, with your exec's goals and goals, those are the A tasks. Then we move on to the B. B's are the should-dos. These are the tasks that are important, but not as critical as A tasks. They have minor consequences if they're not completed immediately. Examples of a B should-do task can include reviewing the weekly reports. It should be done on a Friday morning, but it can be done on a Friday afternoon or a Monday morning. They have minor consequences if not completed immediately. And, they, aside from the weekly reports, they also include attending a non-essential meeting. Now, these tasks should really be addressed after completing those A tasks. So we've got A, B, right? A is the must do, B is the should do, C is the nice to do. These are the tasks that are good to do but don't have significant consequences if left undone. Could be attending a networking event or reading an article, and C tasks should really be addressed when A and B tasks are complete. So it's kind of like moving to the bottom of the list of what should be done, right? Now that's A, B, and C. D is delegate. Delegate, right? So you need to put your exec's hat on when you're looking at their task list. Even for yourself as well. What tasks can be assigned or delegated to others? You can also delegate back to your exec, by the way, if we're looking at your task list. But right now, I want you to really use this ABCDE framework on your exec. So for the delegate tasks, it could be routine data entry, it could be scheduling meetings, it could be tracking expenses. I know some execs that still track their own expenses. So, reminding them that, hey, this is not something for you to do. Could be writing content. Execs can delegate that and they can just approve and edit. So anything that doesn't require their direct involvement is what they want to delegate. Because what happens is this ends up freeing up time for the more critical activities. So now we've got A, which is the must do, B is the should do, C is the nice to do, D is the delegate, and E is the eliminate. These are the tasks really that are time wasters with no real benefit to you or your exec's goals. It might be unnecessary meetings. Sometimes people just have consistent meetings. The age of meetings is gone. Yes, it's nice to meet and have a chat, but when it comes to efficiency, sometimes you don't need to be in meetings. Sometimes you can just send a quick screencast with what you need to say, a Slack message, an email, or something else. So we've got attending unnecessary meetings, any outdated processes. Eliminating these tasks is going to really help you with streamlining workflows and maintaining focus on what's actually important. Now you're like, okay, I know A, B, C, D, E. What am I supposed to do now? My recommendation for you is that you go through your exec's task list by yourself, first of all. And then you can record a Loom video or put comments explaining what you did. So go through the ABCDE framework on everything your exec believes they're responsible for. And then ask them to spend 15 minutes or so reading through it and recategorizing anything that they don't deal with. Speaking from my own recent experience, this exercise alone is going to save you a lot of time in the future, and it will give you opportunities to really step up your game. If this is the only thing that you take from today, I'm confident that you will have already made huge strides in clarity towards your exec rating you and your exec having less on their plate and even you knowing exactly what you need to do. So with this ABCDE exercise, I just want to remind you to focus on A tasks first, because this ensures that the most critical work is always completed on time. And this contributes to significantly increasing your exec's success and satisfaction level. And when they're satisfied and successful, you get rewarded too in many ways. So align these as closely as possible to your exec's goals and see where that gets you. Next up, now I want to talk a little bit about the strategic time management side of things, right? So having the right mindset here is really key. My invitation to you is to adopt a growth mindset, allowing yourself to see challenges as opportunities. And on top of that, overcoming the procrastination, perfectionism is also pretty essential. Give you a few tips to help with that, but if you're struggling with it, definitely make sure you give yourself a lot of thought process. So one effective method that I always talk about through these summits, if you've been here for a while, you're probably thinking, why does she always mention this? It's because it's a game changer. It's a game changer. Time blocking. Allocate specific blocks of time for focused work on particular tasks specific to projects. So you're not multitasking. You know that in this 2-hour block, this is the only thing that I'm doing. For example, you might say between 9 and 11, I'm going to do deep work on critical projects with no interruptions, no emails, no Teams messages, nothing. It's that simple. Within this specific time block, use the next 2 techniques that I'm about to give you. Not at the same time. We could use them at the same time, but use them both. Number 1 is the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique really involves working for 25 minutes, 50 minutes, 75 minutes. I like to use 25 minutes. For the purpose of this demo, let's say 25 minutes. So you work for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. This helps you with maintaining high levels of focus and productivity. What you can do is you can use a timer to keep yourself on track. Put all distractions away. Put your phone away, close your emails. Nothing so terrible is going to happen in 25 minutes that you will regret not looking at your notifications. Instead, you'll be so grateful you did that because you'll progress forward so much. So close everything. Use a timer to keep yourself on track if you need to be alone. If you need accountability, check out FocusMate. You can have an accountability buddy, random person in the world that you work with, or find some of your friends and your colleagues to do these blocks with. And then you can have a chat afterwards for those 5 minutes. It's a win-win. You're productive, and then you get to be social for those of you that like to be social. Or take the 5 minutes to hang out on Instagram, still being social. Go for a walk, go for a drink, whatever it is. Like, get yourself something from the kitchen, refresh yourself, anything. The second thing I want to mention within this time block is task batching where possible. This is where you really group the similar tasks together and you tackle them in one go. So you might batch all of your email responses together. If you have tickets that come in, maybe you batch all the ticket responses instead of responding sporadically throughout the day. Maybe you process invoices, batch all your invoice processing together in one moment. So I had a major project once that had multiple components, including research, writing, and presentations. By being able to time block and then batch similar tasks, I not only met my deadlines, but I delivered high quality work. And of course, that impressed my exec, made me look good. It's that simple. So next up, I actually want to talk a little bit about technology and tools, right? This is really the last section of this. I know we're breezing through it. I just want you to take everything that I'm teaching you and spend time implementing it. So when it comes to leveraging technologies and tools to streamline your workflow, there are several productivity apps and tools that can make your tasks more efficient. So today I'm going to share some of my favorite tools and the method. If you don't like the tool, take the method and find the tool that you like. All these tools have competitors. So you can literally go to Google and be like, Asana competitors. See what comes up, try it out. If you like it, keep it. So know that you can definitely find an alternative if I mention something that you either don't like or is blocked within your organization for whatever reason. Now, for task management specifically, I recommend Asana, Todoist, Microsoft Planner, Trello. All of these are similar. You can also use Notion for this, which I'll touch on more for the project side of things. But Asana for tasks is my all-time favorite because it's so simple. It keeps me away from the temptation of all the frills that come with Notion. That's the only reason I pick Asana over Notion, because Asana is very limited to what I can do. Whereas Notion, I'm like, oh, I want to be creative. I want to do this. I want to do that, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it can distract me more than I may have time for. Now, apps like these, the Asana, Microsoft Planner, Todoist, and that sorts, they allow you to create projects, to assign tasks, to set due dates, and even collaborate with your team and your exec within the app. So that now reduces emails, which means when you have your time block to focus on one specific project, you just go to Asana, you look at that project, you look at all the comms, all the tasks, and all the progress is in those tasks specifically. I don't have too much time to go into detail, but just keep everything specific to that project within that task and within that project, right? And so when it comes to status update, you just open up the app rather than opening up emails, making phone calls, getting a DM, sending a DM. Like, ew, who sends DMs? Except to say hello. We don't really send DMs to find out what's the status update on that project. No, we open up Asana or whatever it is and have a look. So, for example, for each major area of your work, you can set a project, right? And put all your tasks in there with deadlines and priority levels. And then anyone can just check in on who's responsible for what, how far has it progressed, is there anything needed from me? It's all in one place. Imagine how much you're saving yourself in terms of switching costs from task to task. Now, when it comes to managing your schedule, use your calendar. As you know, I use Google Calendar. Outlook is pretty much the same, but whatever calendar you use can be super invaluable. And it turns out that most of these can be linked to the apps. So for example, check out Project Buddy. You can link Asana and Google Calendar so you integrate your tasks and they fall straight into your calendar straight away. So when you're calendarizing, you can just move it around. With your calendar, use it to schedule time blocks, to set reminders, and to integrate with other apps for that seamless workflow management. Now, if you want to go deeper into the whole comprehensive project management, I say use Notion. Notion allows you to create notes, to create databases, create task lists, calendars, and even manage entire projects, all within one single platform. One single platform can have everything on there. It's brilliant. I can't rave about it enough. It's my current favorite after Asana because it has so much more flexibility than Asana. So it really depends on what your requirements are, what your exec's requirements are, and whether you use Asana or Notion. You can also use a combination of both. And Notion, what I like about it is that it has so much more flexibility. You can customize things, you can switch up the views a lot more, create workspaces for each project, include relevant documentation, which you can do in both Asana and Notion, track the progress of tasks, you can also do in both of these. It's great for collaboration. It's great for allowing multiple users to edit and comment in real time. In real time, I can be in the same document as you, the same page, Notion page. You're commenting and I'm commenting, and we're replying to each other. You can set up a project workspace. You can add tasks with deadlines. You can create a calendar view. It helps you stay organized and on top of your priorities. And with technology, with all these bits that I've just breezed through, when you integrate them to your daily workflow, you will significantly boost your efficiency. Now that I've given you a foundation of tools, think about how you can automate. As you use these tools, look at your weekly tasks, look at your daily tasks, look at your repetitive tasks, and think about how you can automate them using Zapier or something similar. Zapier, aka Zap, as we like to call it, can not only automate your workflow, but it also saves you time and reduces manual errors. A few examples of what you might automate or create a Zap for is automatically creating tasks in Todoist or Asana from your Gmail or from your email. Anything labeled to do goes straight into your task list. Save all meeting notes to a specific page on your Notion board or wherever else you save them. Send all payment notifications to a specific Slack channel. So if you have sales, right? Maybe you sell products and you want to see and celebrate every time you get a sale. Create a, what is it called? On Slack, you can create a hashtag, right? That says orders or sales. And then you create a Zapier linking, let's say you use Shopify, linking Shopify to Slack. Every time I get an order on Shopify, send it to this orders channel on Slack. So now all you need to do is open Slack and you'll see it whenever you get an order in. You can also use it to create a task for every email that comes from your exec specifically goes into your to-do list. So Zapier integrates with a lot. You can just open Zapier, you can click on all the apps that you use, and then it will show you all the different ways that you can possibly create a zap. Now, very last tool that I want to share with you here, which is a great one, is Fathom Note Taker. Everything is great, in my opinion. Everything that I'm sharing with you today is great. I've either tested it or I've coached someone who uses it. Fathom Note Taker is superb, even just the free version itself. Let me tell you, you can use it to record all meetings. It provides summaries and, most importantly, especially if you have the paid version, provides an actions list, a to-do list. You can highlight stuff in the meeting. So you don't need to spend time taking notes and writing stuff and highlighting. It captures everything for you in an organized, action-orientated way that helps you get productive. It's got you. So check that one out. Now, that's all I want to share with you today. To wrap it up, key takeaways. We discussed prioritization techniques like the ABCDE method, strategic time management methods such as time blocking, Pomodoro techniques, task batching, leveraging technology and tools like Todoist, Google Calendar, and Notion. So consider applying these strategies, because what it will do is it's going to help you enhance your performance and build more trust with your exec and wider team. And if you're like, how am I going to stay disciplined with all these new techniques? My advice is to start small. Pick one technique or tool, implement it consistently until you feel it's ingrained enough, add in some accountability, and then add more as you get comfortable. You're here at a summit with fellow EAs. Why not connect with each other, buddy up, so you become accountability buddies and you say, hey, I'm trying out this for the week. Hold me accountable every day. This worked, this didn't work, this is how I'm going to improve on it. And remember that the continuous improvement is exactly what is key to achieving that impactful performance. You have the tools, you have the strategy. Now use them to boost your efficiency and make a significant impact. Knowing that slow and steady wins the race. Start with one strategy, build on from there.